Okie dokie, today is Dobro adjustments. I bought a Dobro for $100 in a pawn shop and I love it. But the strings were too high and I wanted to use the first 4 to 5 frets anyways of the fretboard. So what I've done is two things. I've shaved my nut down. Also I've taken the truss rod and rather than when it had the bow, I've just kind of straightened it out a little bit more to help me out there. Next, what I've done to this thing that I read about is this is called a seat, and this is where my spider bridge and the rest of the Dobro fit into. But this here was uneven and it was full of lacquer. So I rigged up, as usual, Mickey Mouse, a grinder so I could go around and even that all out. So that's what I've done. I've done that with a Dremel. Now with this die grinder, I did a little something different. I ground down the edges here, hoping that the sound would reach the farthest reaches for the bassiness. I did the same thing here, and in the front I opened it up a little bit too. Now that is only experimental. I have no idea if that's going to fix anything or not. So while we're on the topic, now the next thing I'm going to do is put this in place, the spider bridge. I'm going to, the cone here is connected, and I don't think you can see that, is connected by a screw. If you can see the screw at the end of my finger there, there's about 1 inch of play that will either tighten the cone up closer to the spider bridge, or you can tighten it or loosen it before it goes away. So I think that'll change up your tone between bass and treble, is what I'm only assuming at this point. To tighten that screw, you take this bridge out, and there's the screw itself right there. Now, what happens is, when the top is on, you can't get at the screw because of the saddle, the white saddle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this saddle, then I'm going to break it, move it apart so I can access the screw through this hole as my Dobro is all strung up. Then I'm going to play and tinker till I get the sound I want. Then I'm going to rip it all apart again and put the real saddle in. So there you go. Major, 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 major. Talk to you later. Okay, our general overhaul is done. What we did was we took off the cap here, I think I'll leave it off, and we took the bow of our neck, we straightened a bit. I also took the nut off, I shaved it down. It was all to lower the action a bit, but I didn't want the action too low so that I was getting buzzes. So what we ended up doing was compromising so I could do that. Next, I took the resonator out, I leveled out the seat where the spider bridge sits on. I also, the seat, the tone chamber of it, I opened it up a little bit, angled it a little bit where the deep cavities were, because I wanted some of the sound to go back in there and come out a little more. At the end of the day, but what else I did with this was I took the saddle and made a duplicate, split it, opened it up, then through this hole I had to re-drill this hole a little bigger so this would fit. I took this and I turn it this way counterclockwise and counterclockwise. I believe counterclockwise gave you a more deeper, slower vibration. But unfortunately I got a rattle with that, so I had to redo it and tighten it up. So at the end of the day, this is basically what I got. There you go.